Hello, soul family. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things women do that secretly ruin their lives. Now, have you ever felt that whatever you do to move forward, something is just keeping you stuck? Like something is just holding you back from living the life that you truly want to live? So today I'm going to be talking about the 5 silent traps that many women fall into, unknowingly sabotaging their radiance, their happiness, their success. And you're going to want to stay for all 5 because the 5th one is the most unknown and important one. So your journey to emotional, physical, and spiritual freedom starts now. So the first one is settling for less in love because you think that deep down there's nothing out there that's better for you, and you feel like you deserve the kind of love that you're getting right now. And this breaks my heart because here's the thing: a lot of people that are unhealed choose relationships, opportunities, places, all of this kind of stuff from a place of familiarity. So whatever you are familiar with in your childhood, whatever you're familiar with, meaning the things that you surround yourself with, right? The social media that you watch, the programs that you watch, the music that you consume, the content that you consume, all this builds up your familiarity. And more than that, your early childhood experience, your early life experience, your social circle, all of these things will make you feel that the world is a certain way. Meanwhile, there are other people having a much different experience to you because they have come out of what is familiar to them. And familiarity attracts familiarity. So if you have a story about the world and you have a perspective about the world that things are a certain way and this is how things are, then that is what you're going to just keep attracting over and over again. But frequency also attracts frequency. And if you raise your frequency and you change your perspective and you change your story about what is available to you, then you can actually line up with things which are much different to what you've already seen, heard, and had, right? And this is how you get out of the place that you're in and energetically shift. There's so much content out there about how to glow up and how to, work on the external things in your life, like your appearance and your body and all of that. And those are important. But have you ever wondered why that there are certain people out there that have done all of those things, and you might be one of those people, and they just still haven't really got the life that they want? It's because there's things internally that have not been resolved. And this leads me to my second point, which is unhealed family patterns. This also secretly ruins your life in the background because it just feels like you're repeating the same mistakes, maybe as your parents, or you're repeating certain events from your ancestral line. Maybe you were in a family that was high in divorce or high in infidelity, and now you find yourself dealing with that exact same issues. And you just feel like, why is this happening to me? And why is it hard to break the cycle? Here's the good news: it's not your fault because we pick up so much stuff from our ancestral line, from our life experience, from the things that we've been programmed with. And I go so much into why we are the way we are and how to actually heal the mother and father wounds. Because believe it or not, we start absorbing the imprints, we start absorbing the patterns from when we are in the womb of our mother. And it's not all down to our mother. We also absorb the energy of our father. It's what the womb experience was like, it's what the birthing experience was like. And then it's also 0 to 8 years old. What was your story of life? What was the kind of things that you experienced? And I go so deep. I go into it with client case studies and all of this stuff in my masterclass where I liberate your wounds from mother and father patterns. And other things is repeating things in your ancestral line, just like how we pick up genetic dispositions and ailments from our ancestral line. It also goes for things that are unresolved, whether it be trauma, whether it be unresolved patterns, whether it be ways of being, ways of thinking. It's up to us to break that. When we come in as pure, clean, fresh souls, we come into a human body that has, we carry the DNA from ancient times. So if there's things which are unresolved within our body is going to hold memory of that. And that is why you might have certain tendencies. I've seen this a lot with people who suffer with addictions or things that they just feel they just can't break, and they don't understand why they're dealing with it. It's because it's linked to your ancestral line. So the deep healing really needs to happen. It's not just about working on the external all the time and hoping that it's gonna change your life. It's like literally, if there's a big problem in something, you can't just paint over the cracks and make it look beautiful and then just think that's going to work. That is why there are so many beautiful women out here that spend ample time on how they look and ample time on their bodies, and they're still in relationships that don't fulfill them. They're still in patterns that hold them down. So it's also important to work internally to truly shift the energy of your life. The third thing that keeps you secretly stuck and ruins your life behind the scenes is toxic social circles. I really want you to ask yourself, are you surrounded by people who truly inspire you? Do you feel uplifted after the interactions that you've had with them? Are you taking advice from people that don't have the things that you want in your life? That is a big one. Only take advice from people who have what you want. If you take advice from people who are not happy in their lives, and when we're all not perfect, right? We're all working on things. It's like an evolution. It's like until the end of time we're going to continue working on things. So I don't want to paint this view of extreme perfection. But if somebody is drastically living a different life to what you want, then don't take advice from them. Or if somebody's telling you that you can't achieve something, don't take advice from them. Only take advice from people who are in a higher vibration, who are working on themselves, who are not in their ego, and who can really reflect back to you a true representation of who you really are. And another question is, how do you feel after you interact with certain people? Because if certain conversations or certain interactions leave you feeling drained or leave you feeling like something feels a bit off, pay attention to that, because energy does not lie. Your intuition is telling you, hey, there's something a bit off here. This person may not wish you well. This person may keep triggering you, right? And yes, it is our responsibility to do the shadow work and work through our triggers and do the deep healing. But also sometimes it's not us. Sometimes we're just around the people that bring us down. And we just don't want to live a life of being around people that constantly bring us down. Now, this is the disclaimer. If you go from one relationship to the other relationship and all the dynamics are the same, then the problem is with you. If there is a relationship in your life that seems like an outlier, meaning like all your other relationships are great and then that one just makes you feel off, then that most likely, you're not resonant with that person's frequency. We're not trying to make anyone bad out here, but if you're on this journey of raising your frequency and raising your vibration and being the best person you can inside and out, not just out, right? You are going to want to be feeling harmonious and loving around the people in your life. The fourth thing is your wider circle. It's not just about the people that you spend time with. Most times we're spending more attention and more energy to people that we don't even know, like people on social media, the content that we watch, the programs that we watch, all these things subtly program you. They subtly paint your picture of the world. If you're getting lost in endless scrolling and absorbing ideas that just don't serve your true self, getting sucked into the noise, especially all this stuff out here about dating and like femininity and all of this stuff. Some of it breaks my heart. It really does, because it's not representative of true ideas. It's just magnified. It seems like it's the truth because the algorithm has picked it up and it's showing you more and more, and there's different people saying the same thing, and it seems like that's the truth, but it's not, you know. There is so much more. And this is where you have to reclaim your mind. You have to reclaim your higher intelligence and really are and heal your intuition so you can ask yourself, is this serving my highest good? Is this moving me into a place of love, beauty, harmony, radiance, or is this making me feel fearful? Is this making me feel anxious? Is it making me feel worried? Is it pushing me more into my ego? And then now my ego is getting defensive and saying, hey, we need to step it up. We need to do this, this, and this. You have to, again, pay attention to how you feel after engaging with people's content. People can trigger you in a good way, right? Now, I say triggering things all the time because my purpose is to liberate you. So my purpose is for you to reclaim your higher intelligence and be aligned with your divine source, not to feel like other people have power over you, or other people have more information than you, or other people are better than you. That is not my intention. So there's things that improve you and trigger you in a good way. They trigger your shadows to say, hey, I don't want to be in certain things anymore, and I want to raise my frequency. Those things you do need, because we need to be triggered to grow. And this is where you have to have a healed intuition to know where to be and where not to be. And then there's other things that trigger you just to bring you down, just to keep replaying things, making you feel like you don't deserve any better, or making you feel like life is not as good as other people say. So you have to be really careful about what you are giving your attention to. Where attention goes, energy flows. And if you're really ready to elevate your frequency and vibration, join my mailing list, because you'll gain access to actual exclusive content and opportunities for free, including my transformational 25-day Finally Feel Free events, where I interview over 50 experts on their recipe to liberation and recipe to freedom. It's in the description below. So the fifth and final one is neglecting self-investment. Now, we invest in our education, we invest in the way we look, we invest in our houses, but do you invest in yourself? Do you invest to heal deep down, the things that keep on repeating? Do you invest in your own growth and your well-being? Are you really prioritizing yourself? Because your future self is begging you to prioritize you. Who are you putting on a pedestal? Are you putting more energy and focus into somebody else? And I don't mean this in a narcissistic way where we're just stuck into constantly thinking about ourselves and, the only person that exists is us. But I'm speaking about it in a way that there are certain investments that are kind of socially acceptable, like education and all the ones that I've mentioned. And there's also therapy and all of that, which is good. But what about the healing work? Because I truly shifted when I started doing deep healing work. And I'm not talking about healing where somebody is just claiming that they're healing me. I'm talking about awakening my healing abilities and awakening my master healer, right? And that's what I do with people. I hold them accountable, and I hold them accountable to realizing how powerful they are, how much they can connect with the divine, connect with the energy that will flow through them and literally upgrade you, right? So if you do want to work one-to-one with me and you want to experience deepest healing, awakening your magnetism and radiance, then you can book a call with me, which is in the description down below. And I thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you on the next video.